Hey there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diving, welcoming you to another OOTP divisional review. We're going to be reviewing the NL East, but first, a mistake. I was so wrapped up in trying to give the 1929 Philadelphia A's a couple more pitchers to use in their rotation that I screwed up because I forgot to mention why the 1929 Philadelphia A's are in. It's because of this. This is Shibe Park, one of the legendary stadiums, and with a good center field, well, 468 feet. But basically, what ends up happening is that I didn't talk about the stadium that the 29 A's are going to play in, and all that. So this is Shibe Park. So now we're going to go to the NL East. You see the Braves, Mets, and Phillies originally in the East. So they will be the three legend teams, with the Nationals and Marlins being taken away and put in different divisions. The Nationals in the NL North and the Marlins in the NL South. The Marlins and Nationals did get a team to their seasonal team to be put in the other division. Boom. Here we go. The Braves lineup looks like this. Marcus Giles at second base. Eddie Matthews will DH because Chipper Jones is at third base, so Matthews, good player. Hammer and Hank Aaron in right field. Chipper at third. Rico Carty will play left field. I know him as a Blue Jay back in the day, but he was good with the Braves. Yeah, Hank Aaron, the legend, the supposed all-time home run leader because of Bonds and his steroid use. Chipper Jones, lifelong Brave, my cousin's favorite team. Javi Lopez at catcher, great player. Joe Adcock at first base, representing the Milwaukee Braves because, the Braves franchise was in Boston, then Milwaukee, then Atlanta. Joe Adcock at first, Rafi Furcal at short, and Andrew Jones will play center field. The rotation is this: Greg Maddux, leadoff guy, 4 straight Cy Youngs, 3 with the Braves, 1 with the Cubs. Phil Niekro, the knuckleball specialist for the Braves. Warren Spahn, great lefty, the winningest lefty for a while. Kevin Millwood is there, and Tom Glavine will be a star left-hander. And could have played hockey. He was actually drafted in the 4th round of the NHL draft in 1984. Anyway, bullpen, Craig Kimbrough, great closer there with his praying mantis-like stance when he pitches. Mark Wohlers and John Smoltz in the bullpen. I was contemplating putting Smoltz in the rotation and taking Millwood out. But because Smoltz also is a good reliever, I think I'll just leave Smoltz as a reliever. John Rocker, the controversial closer who made fun of New York people in the subway, certain types of people, don't want to say it. Kerry Leidenberg, there, Gene Garber, guy in the 80s, and Eric O'Flaherty. See the Braves? They will be playing at SunTrust Park in lovely Atlanta. That's where they'll be playing. The Atlanta Braves legends will be playing at the ballpark, the Chop House, and all of that. So that's where they'll be playing. The New York Mets in the NL East. You see David Wright at third base, the captain, the superstar third baseman. Keith Hernandez at first base. He was a captain of the Mets too. He had an integral part of the 86 squad. Mike Piazza will catch at third. Darryl Strawberry in right field and batting fourth. The long ball. Jeff Kent at second base, although I would have put him with the Giants, but Jeff Kent was a good Met. And yeah, Jeff Kent was a Blue Jay who was traded to the Mets for David Cone. Bobby Bonilla will be the DH. Cleon Jones in left field, known for the shoe polish play, Game 5 of the 6-9 World Series. Richie Ashburn in center, although I would have put him with Philly, but they put him with the Mets. And Bud Harrelson will play shortstop. Rotation: Dwight Gooden, Dr. K, as they call him, is the ace of the squad. He had a lot of strikeouts, but he had a lot of personal problems with drugs, which cost him a little bit dearly. Tom Seaver, Tom Terrific, will be the number 2 guy. R.A. Dickey, a great knuckleballer who won the Cy Young and then was promptly traded to the Blue Jays. David Cone, former Blue Jay and Met. He was good with the Mets and surprised a lot of people with a 20-win season in 1988. And Jerry Koosman, the lefty. is the number 5 pitcher. Sid Fernandez is made to be the closer. Skip Lockwood and Armando Benitez as setup guys. Yeah, El Cid, okay. Tug McGraw in the bullpen alongside John Franco, lifelong Met, well, a lot of Mets. Bobby Parnell and Bob Apodaca, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So anyway, let's go to the Mets. Where are they playing? They're playing at Citi Field. A lot of people would probably be shocked that it's Citi Field and not Shea Stadium. But yeah, Citi Field is where the Mets legends will play. And you see the Big Apple and a good stadium all along and all that for the Mets legends to play at. And the Philly legends are also in this division, the NL East. Billy Hamilton at center field. Now, a lot of people will be thinking Billy Hamilton was a Cincinnati Reds outfielder. He was, but this Billy Hamilton was a speedster and part of baseball at the turn of the century in the 19th, by the late 19th century, early 20th century. So he was basically the stolen base guy before Lou Brock and Ty Cobb came along. Lefty O'Doul will be your DH, great hitter. Chuck Klein in right field. So he's a pretty good slugging guy from the 30s. Mike Schmidt at third base, great guy, the bat cleanup and 2-time MVP winner. Ryan Howard at first base. Ed Delahunty in left field. He was a pretty good hitter. Chase Utley at second. Mike Lieberthal catching, and Dave Bancroft, also an early 20th century player for the Phillies, playing shortstop. Rotation is like this. It will be Pete Alexander being the ace of the squad. Steve Carlton, lefty as they call him, great left-hander. He's next. Robin Roberts, great Philly. Chris Short and Cole Hemmels will be the back of the rotation. Mitch Williams, the closer. Unfortunately, everyone in Philly will hate his name because of that pitch he gave up to Joe Carter to win the 1993 World Series for the Blue Jays. Erskine Meyer and Ricky Bottalico, your setup guys. Steve Bedrosian, the closer who won the Cy Young for the Phillies, if memory serves me right. And Dick Selma, Ryan Madsen, and Al Holland are in the bullpen. Holland, part of the 1980 squad. And where are the Phillies playing? They're playing at Citizens Bank Park. Figured we'll give them that park to play at. Citizens Bank. With all the Nixon craze and all that, that's where the Phillies will play their games. The Phillies Legends. Because there's another Phillies team. There's two Phillies teams. There's the Legends teams and the seasonal team. The 1980 Phillies are going to be in the NL East too. See a massive replacement and all that. Lonnie Smith in left field. A lot of people know about Lonnie Smith with his stuff with the Royals, Cardinals, and the Braves, especially in 1992 with the Braves. But yeah, he was a Philly first. Mark Koenig at short. Another one of those things. I don't know why the 27 team was all that. So Koenig is basically a goner. I don't know why he's there. I apologize. So we need to do this again. Okay, so I think we fixed it. All right, so Lonnie Smith in left, Manny Trio at second base, Bake McBride right field, Mike Schmidt be the captain in third base, Greg Lusinski the designated hitter, Pete Rose at first base, yeah, big pilfer there. Gary Maddox in center, Larry Boa will be shortstop, Bob Boone at catcher. The rotation is Steve Carlton, Larry Christensen. Oh, Bill, geez. Why did you do that? Anyway, Steve Carlton, the ace of the 1980 team, Larry Christensen, Bob Walk, Nino Espinosa, and Dick Ruthven. Tuck McGraw, the closer, Ron Reed setup, Urban Shocker. Ugh, once again, he's not supposed to be here. I don't know why he's here. My apologies. Let's try again. Yeah, I gotta look at these things. All right. That's much better. Ron Reed setup guy. Marty Bystrom, Dickie Knowles, and Dan Larson, not Don Larson, Dan Larson are your guys middle relief. Warren Burstar and Randy Lurch are also in the bullpen. So the 1980 Phillies. will play here at Baker Bowl. Now, a lot of people would be probably saying, wait a minute, why didn't you put them at Veterans Stadium and all that? Because that's where they played. I really liked the Baker Bowl more than Veterans Stadium. And when I was picking the seasonal team, I was thinking the 1980 squad. But because that was the first Philadelphia Philly squad to win the World Series, I could have easily just gone with Veterans Stadium, but I didn't really like Veterans Stadium. It's been called one of the worst stadiums ever built. So I decided that the Baker Bowl would be more appealing. And so that's what I did. I put the Baker Bowl and put the 1980 Phillies there. I know it's controversial, but that's how I did it. Anyway, the 97 Marlins, well, the Marlins Legends aren't in the AL East, NL East, sorry, but the NL East will have the 97 Marlins, the team that bought the World Series, if you will. They have Luis Castillo at second base, Bobby Bonilla at third base, great guy. Moises Alou in left field, pilfer from the Expos. Well, the Expos couldn't afford him, I guess. Gary Sheffield in right field, Charlie Johnson catching, Jim Eisenreich at DH. Now, Eisenreich's story is huge because in real life, he actually lost 2 years of baseball preparation because of him dealing with Tourette's syndrome. Jeff Conine at first base, Devo White, former Blue Jay fans will not be happy with him playing that, and Edgar Renteria at shortstop. The rotation, Kevin Brown, great started pitching. Levon Hernandez, known for his 15 strikeout appearance in the NLCS, although the umpire Eric Gregg's strike zone was very wide, like his body. Alex Fernandez is third. Rick Helling and Al Leiter of the back end, another former Blue Jay. I think we'll see more. And why is he here? We'll see more. He definitely isn't a member of the squad. My apologies. Gonna have to go over the organization here. My apologies. I don't know why he got there. So Jay Powell is the closer. Tony Saunders pre-arm break with Dennis Cook. Kirk Ohala, Antonio Fonseca, Rob Nen, and Felix Heredia are your bullpen. The 97 Marlins play at the ballpark where they're known as. Pro Player Stadium will be where the 97 Marlins will play. Great stadium, the Teal Monster, as they call it. They wanted to duplicate the Gray Monster of Boston with those stadiums and all that. Yep, they have a lot of the stuff there. And that's where the Marlins will play. And finally, the 2019 Washington Nationals. You know, you got Trey Turner at short, Adam Eden right field, Helly Kendrick at first, Anthony Rendon at third, Juan Soto left field, Kurt Suzuki catching, Brian Dozier at second, Victor Robles at center, and Jan Gomes being the DH. Steven Strasburg, Max Scherzer, great names, Patrick Corbin, Anibal Sanchez, Joe Ross. You can make the argument they're not. Wander Serrero is your closer, Austin Fort, Colin McGowan, Javi Gura, Jeremy Hellickson, Trevor Roosevelt, and Tony Sipp are your relievers. Now, the only reason why this team exists in the Legends League is because they won the World Series, and the rule is every franchise that has won a World Series gets a seasonal team that's won the World Series. If it were up to me, I would have put the 94 Expos in the NL East. I would have put the 94 Expos in here. But unfortunately, because Washington did win the World Series, and in 2019, I have to honor that. I could have went with the 94 Expos, but technically they didn't win the World Series or get to the World Series. So you're welcome, Washington National fans. Sorry, Montreal Expos fans. I wish I could. But there is a compromise. Oh, I thought there was a compromise. Where's Stade Olympique? Did I not put Stade Olympique on there or no? Huh. Okay, that's right. Because this is not the real Washington team. Okay, I know where I put Stade Olympique. But anyway, Nationals Park, where the 2019 Nationals played, that's where they're playing their games. All that nice scoreboard and all that. Okay, yeah. So now I know what I'm doing. So that's all from the ANL East. Tomorrow we'll talk about the NL Central and the changes there. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do